Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, after 20 long years, we finally ended our Swiss chocolate celibacy and have bought and eaten an entire Toblerone in one sitting. And as that good sugar's about to hit our bloodstream, we are sitting down to watch Hera playing as the Bengalis in blue take on MbL playing as the Goths in red. Now, while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings with scouts and with llamas, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age as soon as possible, why don't we take a look at the civilizations we'll be watching today? Right as a pretty macaw, I want to say. Yeah, macaw flies overhead. In any event, the Bengalis and elephant civilization through and through. All of their elephants receive less bonus damage, are more resistant to conversion, and can be upgraded to attack 20% faster, which is amazing when you consider the fact that Bengalis already get fully upgraded battle elephants, siege elephants, and their elephant archers also benefit from Parthian tactics. Now, in addition, Bengali melee cavalry do come with a small attack bonus against skirmishers, which makes their Feudal Age defense all the more better. Now, in order to support these slow, easily converted, but not as easy as other ones on the battlefield, Bengali monks come with a huge armor boost, and their unique unit, the Ratha, is one of the most versatile and hated units in the game, being a chariot unit that can switch between ranged and melee attacks. Now, in order to support the Bengali army, every Bengali town center spawns 2 free villagers. When the next age is reached, we will keep an eye on this blue town center once Hera clicks up to Feudal Age, and their villager and monk population can be upgraded to take 10% less population space. The way that works is every single one of these villagers and monks, instead of taking up 1 population unit, take up 0.9. So you can use the extra population space to build more army, get your economy even bigger, or just sit on a less than 200 population, which is very interesting because the opponent of our Bengali today, speaking of civilizations that can increase and squeeze in more units compared to the usual 200, we've got the Goths, a civilization that worships at the altar of the barracks. Their barracks start out the games working 20% faster, can be upgraded to work 200% faster, more specifically 220% faster, which is fantastic because the Goths get 10 extra population space in Imperial Age, capping out at 210 versus 200. So like I said, we've got a potential battle here if we're lucky enough to see it go all the way to the late game, where the players can actually have more than 200 units. A very interesting little matchup indeed. Now, all Goth infantry units get progressively cheaper until Imperial, when they are discounted by 35%, and those very same infantry units get a progressive attack bonus against buildings, which makes them pretty damn good at taking down castles, structures, and basically doing what Goths do, which is overrunning a base and tearing it to pieces. Now, the Goth barracks itself can be upgraded to train their unique unit, the Huskarl. This is a decent infantry unit that is basically the Liam Neeson of Age of Empires, in that it comes with one specific set of skills, and that set of skills is killing archers. Huskarls come with a big attack bonus against archers and base pierce armor that makes them basically immune from most archer fire. Now, to support a big, hungry population, Goth hunters are stronger, they carry more, and their hunt lasts 20% longer. Also, they get loom researched in about a split second, which means, take a look at the top left of your screen, they don't need to wait the whole 25 seconds to research loom, which I believe I mentioned last game we saw the Goths does allow them to squeeze in 1 extra villager in Dark Age if they so wish, because while Hera is researching loom in 25 seconds, the Goths can actually research loom in a second, and then in 25 seconds train another villager. Looks like, though, actually, no, never mind. Our Goth is doing exactly that. He's going to be going up off the back. Let's see how quick loom is researched. Take a look at the top right of your screen. Boom! It just shows up and it just completes researching. Looks like our Goth is going up, I thought 1 villager, but no, he's going up 2 villagers ahead of his opponent. That being said, our Bengali will even that out immediately in 1:15 seconds once he hits Feudal with that cool feature of theirs. It looks like MbL has discovered the opponent's base, has done a big, wide area of exploration, and is now heading home. I'm surprised he's not taking a closer look. Hera still hasn't discovered where his opponent is. Are we on a somewhat bigger map? Yeah, look at the size of this map. These are not 2 civilizations that are particularly light on their feet. Not exactly the quickest civilization, so let's see what happens here. This is a long, long distance between these two bases. And we'll take a look at the resources. We'll start with Hera's just because in 15 seconds, we're going to see 2 villagers pop out of here. And let's see where the hell they go. He's already queued up 1 villager. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Where will they go? They go immediately south. They've got hammers in their hands, and they are heading to help construct the barracks. Never mind. They decide to change their mind, and now are attacking what? Bush A? Jungle? Okay, there you go. Primary gold exposed to the front, and MbL already making an issue of this. That being said, without ranged units, Hera is nice and secure here, having walled himself out. Or rather, walling himself in, walling MbL out. Primary stone unknowingly placed on the side of a hill, though, to the back. And then there's additional gold to the bottom left and the top right of his base. Forests 1, 2, 3, 4 in a bit of a Big Dipper shape here. So easy to wall off the back, but the front might be a bit more difficult. That being said, this is not a bad wall off here to the right side of his base. And let's see if he can at least get a spearman. I believe the spearman does move a little bit quicker at a 1 tile a second, and we're in the 10.5-minute mark of the game. So as always, you can expect a tiny split second of a glitch. Yeah, 1 tile per second to 0.9 tiles per second means that these spearmen are going to be able to run circles around the militia, although they don't really seem like they're engaging. Hera doesn't really seem like he's building an army at all. He's getting his archery range up. That is going to be his first feudal age structure. Let's take a look at MbL's base, which, by the way, has been penetrated by Hera, who finally discovers his opponent and inserts himself, takes a bunch of town center fire, and look at this. He gets zoned out. Is he going to lose his scout? MbL, quick on his feet, but is he quick enough? Oh, he forces Hera to go so close, but ultimately all of it is for naught, and he does not get that scout. Militia attacking a palisade. This is not designed to kill anything. This is designed to make sure that Hera needs to pull a villager to repair it. Uh-oh. Be careful here. And that villager who's repairing, not only is he spending resources, he's also not gathering resources. MbL's gold nice and safe in the back. I like this. He's already carved out a little nook for himself. Stone, though, very exposed to the front. Goths, very much a civilization that needs their castle up as soon as possible, in my opinion. Additional stone to the rear and additional gold. Man, is it far off campus. I mean, both of these players have their extra resources very far away. It looks like while I was blabbing, MbL managed to get the first kill of the game. Who did it go to? One of these scouts. As a spearman now patrols the front of Hera's base. So Hera is down 1 kill. Not a villager, but a military kill. We will have seen that in picture, but now the archers are out, which means that these units are basically done with their aggression. The archers are just going to keep running back to this town center, and Hera's trying to do to MbL what MbL tried to do to him earlier, get him into that town center radius and use those villagers who are trained in archery to gun those cavalry units down. MbL, we know he has a stable. No secondary structure just yet. Hera also no secondary structure just yet. So we're, get comfortable, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be sitting in on a bit of feudal aggression here. No player in particular rushing their butts up at all. It looks like Hera's collected a huge amount of gold, though. 260 gold. So are we going to get to see archers? Archers and, yeah, you got it. Archers? What happened here? Is this the kill? I must have missed it out in the middle of the map. I don't even know what the hell this is. What does that look like to you? A scout? It's got to be a scout. Hera doesn't have his scout, so of course that has to be one. And there we go. Pulls a villager at the same time. MbL's got to be careful here. I think his units technically are on the high ground, which means these archers are going to need a few extra arrows to kill them. Ooh, they pivot north to deal with this. Look at this villager. Look at this villager pushing out against those scouts. Okay. He thought he could help out, I guess. And now Hera pulls back with his army. Not really much he can do to engage into this base. This wood line potentially exposed, but he's going to be stuck here if he goes there. And there's already a stable out with potentially scouts. And of course, I say get ready for some feudal age aggression. And literally you could count down from 100. I should say 100 in-game seconds, which are what? 60 a minute? And MbL rushes up to Castle Age. Hera, though, starting to gather the resources as well. He is floating a good amount of gold. I hope we get to see some big fat elephant units out of our Bengali. Elephants or Rathas, I'm indifferent to the two. I obviously, you guys know, love the elephant units. I zoom in on their butts all the time. Those wrinkly, slow-moving, adorable gray butts. That being said, Rathas, not terrible in melee mode against the Goths. You could do worse. 2 villagers building that market. He wants to go up to castle ASAP. And so the second that castle completes, it looks like he bought food. He sold his stone. That is very sour to have to sell your stone. Our Bengali is going to hit Castle Age unless he starts mining stone now, or unless he buys the stone. He's not going to be able to afford a town center, whereas our Goth, he's kept his 200 stone. Having put on the aggression, he was free at home to just mine away, though he is down 3 villagers, 2 of those coming from the automatic feature, one of them with a more efficient economy. For our Bengali, who now finds himself, though, on the receiving end of a few skirmishers here. Forget the spearmen to the right trying to draw out the skirmishers. MbL is firmly focused on these archers trying to get the gold intensive units of his opponent. Snipes another one, and I was going to snipe the spearmen, question mark? No, okay, now these guys can close in. The skirmishers have softened him up. And oh, I'm a little worried here for our Bengali. All of a sudden, his army doesn't seem so good. I like the maneuvering here, but all the distraction with these scouts is all designed so that the skirmishers can close in. And all of a sudden, shit has hit the fan here for our Bengali. That being said, our Goth, that was not a cheap victory. That was not an easy victory. He has been left with a very small army, now being reinforced with a knight as he continues expanding his economy back home. So MbL putting on the aggression so that Hera has to stick around his side of the map. Hera sees the knight, immediately plops down, oh man, not 1 but 2 monasteries with all that wood that he has. Scouts attacking each other. Hera's got to be careful. He's going to lose this one as well if the knight manages to join in. Now remember, Bengali cavalry units melee, take a look at this. Remember, they come with a +2 attack against skirmishers. So I said it helps them defend in Feudal Age. Apparently, what I should have said is it helps them defend in Castle Age, because 21 minutes into the game, we are still seeing scouts versus basic skirmishers in early Castle Age. Market going up for our Goth, who is now down 2 villagers, which I guess technically means that he caught up in the 3 villagers, right? If he's down 2 villagers, those are the 2 free villagers that spawned out of here when Hera reached castle. All of that makes no sense. Doesn't really matter. They're both sitting at the exact same villager count, the exact same army count. And MbL is beginning to wall off his base. He is adding a few more scouts. What does our Goth want to do here? I always get scared with the Goths because it's such a... The introduction is so slanted towards barracks, right? They worship at the altar of the barracks. The barracks works faster. They are a very barracks-forward civilization. That being said, we'll see how the game actually goes. Bengali monks with additional +3/+3 armor makes them a little tiny bit safer against light cavalry units. So I always get worried. I don't know why. It's been a year. I shouldn't really be worried. You guys know I absolutely hate predicting the direction games will go just because players will get all creative. This is ranked ladder, so it's not a tournament game. There's no, $15,000 on the line here. So the players get creative, they get wonky, they have fun with it. And we are here for it. It looks like finally our Bengali at the 24-minute mark of the game has finally extended a foot beyond his comfort zone here with a stable, middle-of-the-road stable as a monk takes the relic. Is this Hera's game plan? Is he just going to now put on the aggression against our Goth so that he can collect relics? That being said, the Goths are like the Poles. You need to stop them, and you need to stop them hard. Otherwise, perfusion kicks in, anarchy kicks in, one of the most badass upgrade names in the game. Especially with a big fat castle going up, these skirmishers don't stand a chance. Where's the other one? Is he hiding in the town center? No, he's here. I guess Hera didn't see him there mixed in with the villagers. Hera chases a little bit too far his scout, and of course now he's going to be annoying. His scout has become a light cavalry unit, so it does survive pretty long. I think he might have wanted to get one of these scouts. MbL needs to turn around and just kill this guy. Oh, that's hilarious. That is so sour there for MbL. He thought he would outnumbering his opponent 3-1, 4-1. He could have got that light cap, but Hera, quicker on his keyboard, manages to snipe that one scout. That being said, he is being led straight into a castle. A castle that is... Okay, I was hopeful. I saw the flags up. I thought maybe there's a Huskarl in here. No, there is not. Oh yeah, good luck to you. This Jaguar doesn't really seem to be in a rush to kill this knight. I guess it just ate and now is no longer super duper hungry. Our Bengali, with that stable out in the middle of nowhere, now builds a siege workshop a little bit closer to his opponent. So he wants a meat shield, which is what these light cavalry units are for. They are going to zone out any ranged unit. That being said, our Goth, he's going pike. As Hera yet again tries to close in. Now he is going up to his third town center, though he is down 20 villagers. Ooh, and look at this. MbL. I say this a lot. You know, it's easy to micro 5 villagers. It's easy to micro 20 villagers, maybe even 30 or 40. But once you start getting into the 60, 70, 80 range, they accidentally open up a path through the forest once you get rid of some of these trees. And so it becomes very, very, very scary to have 92 villagers, because you absolutely cannot micro 92 villagers. And I should say it's very, very hard to micro 92 villagers, especially. Oh, he busts in. Hera doesn't. Now there's gonna, let's see how many villager kills he's gonna get. Where did he bust in through? Oh, the palisade must have. Oh yeah, he destroyed the palisade next to this house. Oh, this is an absolute disaster for our Goth, who just now retreats. Try to get a little greedy, collect a few extra resources. That being said, Hera's scouts are a little confused here. Oh man, look at the villager kill. 9 villager kills to 0. And these guys are already at a +1 armor, so fantastic get there by our Bengali, who also cleans up a counterattack here. Looks like he converted a pikeman with these 3 monks that are here. Is it 3 or 2? 3 monks that are here. That being said, our Goth says, you know what? Onagers are pretty scary, but you know what's scarier? A castle. So Hera says, you know what's scarier than that? I'm just going to kill the villagers that are building this castle for you. So good luck getting it up. And the Huskarls are out. They're not the quickest moving units, but they are going to absolutely wreck these mangonels, and all of Hera's forward aggression is now going to be gone at this point. Do not give your opponent the convert. He gets the conversion. Did he use all 3? He used all 3 monks, though, so they are... Actually, never mind. He used all 3 and got 2 Huskarls. So somehow our Bengali has the exact same Huskarl count as our Goth. Not something you see every day. Why did you light up? Were you... Oh, another conversion, I guess. I see the monk here. That must have been a conversion there by Hera. But as I was saying, once you start going up to these numbers of villagers... And by the way, Hera's caught up to the villagers. Not to interrupt myself for a 9th time. It becomes very, very hard to micro your villagers. And at the same time, your economy, your military... And by economy and military, I mean structures and building them... And your actual physical units. So you have to balance a lot. So kudos to MbL for catching that there's a gap in the forest. That being said, didn't catch this one. And now the knight is here, though there is a pikeman. One more poke. Whoop. And that's it. The converted knight goes bye-bye. Looks like the monk also died to these mixed infantry. This mixed band of brothers here. Hera sends his free units in. It looks like the other Huskarl died. The last of the Huskarl... Trying to think of a Last of the Mohicans reference, but not too sure those Huskarl and Mohican can be mixed. Huskican? The last of the converted Huskarls basically dies as his army now moves out. Oh, he's got the high ground against the Jaguar. The pikeman. The pikeman's going to kill the Jaguar? Or did he... Oh, he picked the healthy one. He should have gone after this one. Silly Jaguar doesn't know who to go after, but now there is even more aggression. I think Hera chose the wrong direction, though. This... Oh, no, never mind. MbL plugged this up here on the right side as well, so he's plugged up nice and good. He built an extra house here. So all of a sudden, MbL's base is unassailable. Monk gets a pikeman, but he will die eventually to these counter pikemen. Won't die quickly, but he will die nonetheless. And oh my goodness, we still have our Feudal Age. Our Feudal Age skirmisher somehow is still alive. Both players heading up to Imperial. Hera will reach it about 50 seconds or so ahead of his opponent. He is going ranged units. He's getting the crossbow upgrade against the Goths. Now look, if you want to go, oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to go elephant archers, I understand. Remember, elephant archers take less bonus damage. So when the Huskarl attacks it with what, a +5, a +6 right now? Where are you, Mr. Huskarl? I think right now it's a +6 against. So they take 25% less. They only take 4.5. And those elephants are pretty damn chunky. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to get giddy and excited. That being said, Hera, if he goes crossbows here, will be very, very concerning for me. I mean, arbalests, potentially, I guess if you go arbalests, I guess you can. The problem for the Bengalis, they don't have hand cannoneers, and so they can't really stop a flow of infantry. And this body, one somewhere along the way, died. A pikeman. And it looks like both players here, blue. Let's take a look at Hera's map vision, because, oh my god, look at Hera's map vision. I mean, he sees like 75% of the map. Wow. Our Bengali? Oh, our Bengali sees nothing. Oh, goodness gracious. His army is here to the back, but to the front, he sees absolutely nothing. We've got a whole bunch of infantry units just kind of hanging out here. Various waypoints set for them. Army counts, he's double, literally double the army count, but our Goth is down. More housing. Villager tried to wall himself in, didn't work. And all of a sudden we are in Imperial. The Goth population room jumps up at the top of your screen to 210. Elite Huskarl is going to show up, and all of a sudden that attack bonus against archers is going to jump to +10, I believe. And he's getting perfusion. These barracks are going to work 220% faster. Now, for those of you who like me, by the way, let me check that I'm right. Yeah, archer +10. And we've got elephant archers. For those of you who are not mathematically inclined, just like me, when I say a Goth barracks works 220% faster, what I mean is this structure, this beautiful structure, counts the same as 3 generic structures. So this guy can train 3 units in the same time that any other barracks trains 1 unit. So when you see our Goth has, let's say, 5 barracks, they have the production output of 15, actually 16 barracks, because it's not exactly 200, it's 220, because they do start the game working out 20% faster. Our Goth has massed his infantry. Town center falls. And now he's starting to train the... Oh my god, look at how quickly these units train. It's just ridiculous. They are going to have Blast Furnace in 27 seconds. And there's the Arbalest upgrade. That being said, our Goth has had enough. He is moving in here through the center. It looks like Hera is backstabbing him to the right side of his base. And he's picking off a few of these Huskarl units that are moving forward. But let's see if our Bengali can hold here. These Elephant Archers are not elite. Their attack is not great. Their armor is not great. And in come the Huskarls. They are going to eat these elephants for breakfast. Maybe? Maybe. The Trebs definitely go down. Or I guess will go down. And Elephant Archer HP going slowly, slowly. And that's all she wrote for the elephants. That is so sour. I wanted to see a whole big Bengali death ball. The Arbalests, not yet fully upgraded, still 7 seconds away from chemistry, capping out their attack. I guess they're not, Hera's not investing in armor at all, figuring, you know what, your opposing unit comes with a +10 attack bonus. Why would I waste my time on armor when armor means nothing? But all of a sudden, the Goth at the 42-minute mark of the game, he's penetrated the back of Hera's base, He's building more barracks. That being said, he has not dealt with Hera's infrastructure to the center. He will eventually die here. This is not a lot of Huskarls. Actually, you know what? 13, what are they? +6 attack now against buildings? +6 attack against building. Does he have a single Treb? No, he does not. If he had a Treb behind this, maybe this castle would go down a little bit quicker. What are you? You are 2 Huskarls with 1 kill. Hera needs to double down on something. He's getting a few Arbalests, a few light cav. He's got murder holes because he knows how much I love murder holes. Getting masonry to shore up his buildings. Finally getting archer armor upgrades. Not too sure about the armor upgrades. I mean, let me know what you think. Is armor that important when your opposing unit has an attack bonus of +10 against you? Is 1 less damage really that important? Treb is setting up more infantry units, gathering. This castle really looks like it is about to fall, but it cost MbL a significant chunk of his Huskarls. Actually, all of them either died or got converted. I'm surprised none of the Huskarls went after these 6 monks who no longer have any faith. And look at the minimap. Our Goth is hitting out at the infrastructure, but he is getting raided here. Hera's going to find a good amount of villager kills, but MbL raiding to the left, MbL raiding to the top left, MbL raiding to the top, MbL raiding in the center, MbL raiding and attacking in the front, and he's got more barracks. Not too sure why they're spaced out so much, maybe to keep Hera from finding one of them out. I guess when you put them one next to the other, if he discovers one, he discovers the other. This way rather, you can hide your structures a little bit better. Okay, Arbalests. I mean, Huskarls on the high ground, you are going to die. There's another castle here. Back up, we saw it going up. It is finally up. And Hera trying to convert more and more. Not a bad strategy. I mean, this is a kind of a Byzantine clogging up the work strategy, right? You add a whole bunch of meat shield in the form of these light cavalry units. Then when MbL tries to engage into you, whoa, very exposed Treb here. When MbL tries to engage at you, you activate the meat shield. Behind it, the Arbalests are taking down the HP of the Huskarls. At the same time, the monks are converting the Huskarls. You know, it's not a terrible way to fight the Goths. That being said, MbL is still literally everywhere. This is yet another game between these two where I wish I was a crocodile with eyes on both sides of my head, or a fly with 1,000 eyes that I could watch 5 screens at once. Halberdier discovers Hera's vision on the map, tries to poke his eyeballs out. That being said, there's a bit of a dead zone here in the center. MbL is not really pushing in too hard. Does finally get that one random errant Treb out on the map. What the hell was that Treb doing out on the middle of the map? Huskarls fully upgraded. Body of them moves out. Man, is there anything scarier to an archer civilization than seeing 23 fully upgraded elite Huskarls heading straight for you, and they want this castle. The gate is open. Not too sure why that front door is open in the castle. But 22 now with a +6 attack bonus every time they swipe their swords. Every, what is it, 2 seconds? Always 2 seconds. There's 120 extra damage being done. That being said, the Treb also on the high ground is definitely helping out. This castle will finally go up. Why did Hera stop going elephant archers? Is it just a matter of resources? What they the castle dies. What they lack for in I shouldn't say longevity. What they lack for in attack power, those elephant archers get in longevity. I mean, these Arbalests, they've got 40 HP. That's not that much. And look at that. The second they close in, the Huskarls just absolutely eviscerate these Arbalests. Look at that. Before he dies, he still managed to get a kill. Oh, the attack bonus. And look at the freaking minimap. Halberdier's taking out infrastructure. We've got Trebs backed up by... Excuse me, I don't know why I keep hiccuping in the middle of streams lately. Oh, and the relics get evicted. All 5 relics are now up for grabs. I say up for grabs. There's a big fat Bengali castle, and OMG. Hera decides it is just way too much. He is just being attacked, poked, prodded, and gutted. His villager count, not terrible, 112, but look at how exposed this is. The Goths, not exactly a civilization whose raiders give a rat's ass about static defense. I mean, castles, obviously everyone cares about castles. That being said, against town centers that attack on a 9, you've got 10 armor. You've got 10 armor. They literally do 1 damage per arrow. And so even though MbL didn't clear up the infrastructure here, and even though Hera was doing a good amount of raiding himself with these light cavalry units, ultimately Like I said, the Goths, you gotta stop them dead. You cannot let them get up to this stage where they have anarchy, meaning they can train Huskarls out of their barracks, and they have perfusion, which means that on the map you see 2 barracks. Imagine there were 4 or 5 more. That's the speed of those barracks, and with those infantry units, with the never-ending raids. I mean, look at the villager kill count. 124 villagers to 50, 311 kills to 294. So Hera actually killed more units, military units, I should say. Not surprising, with the defender's advantage, and with going with the ranged units, generally tend to kill more than melee, just because of how range works. Most produced unit was the light cav. Most produced unit was the Huskarl. Peak APM for MbL right at the end of the game. Hera, middle of the game. And let's take a look at the economies. I can't really imagine them being too different here. The players were kind of seesawing in the beginning. I don't like this when you click on this part of the map, that the box opens up to the left, or to, I guess, always to the left. I was going to say the left or the right, and then it hides. I'm trying to show that they were basically changing places here. I mean, anyway, I'm going to put my mouse right here above the 6. Take a look at them trading places. And then again here at the 21 mark, red jumped up, but the economy is very similar. All the resources going to our Bengali except for food, which a little tiny bit more went to our Goth, but Hera, using 2,600 more gold, does have a bit more gold and about a castle and a half's worth of stone. 30 conversions for our Bengali out of an army count of 302 for our Goths. So 10% of the Goth army became Bengali. That is an absolute epic number. But ultimately, even with those conversions, actually, one second, did I miss? Sorry, I thought I saw somewhere here Mahayana. No, I must have been looking at this, the perfusion. No, wait a second. No, I don't see it. I thought for a second I missed Mahayana. That's the upgrade that gives the Bengalis, where their villagers take up 10% less population space. I was going to say we had a battle of more than 200 units. Actually, no, there is Mahayana, because look at the numbers. 112 villagers, 45 army. This is 157, but it is only 145. Is it an economic upgrade? Does that count as an economic one? No, it does not. Look, by the way, look at our blue player. I don't know what's going on here. In any event, it looks like Mahayana was researched, so we actually did get to see 2 civilizations with more than the average 200 units. Our Goth capping out at 208. Our Bengali shrinking his civilian population by about 10%. And, by the way, the monks as well, so not just civilian, but ultimately I think it's the villager kills, and I think it's just the multi-pronged attack. Like I said, these are not 2 civilizations that are very light and quick on their feet. And Hera, with how many villagers right before he died on food? Only 38. Not too sure he can sustain light cavalry production at that, even though they are fully upgraded light cavalry units. I don't think he can really sustain it as much off the back of 38 villagers, and the raids just were intensifying. Look at the minimap. There is nowhere that blue can go. Either he garrisons his villagers in the castles or the town centers, which means they're not productive, which means that just gives your opponent even more of an opportunity to attack into you, or they run around and they die. And these town centers are not going to do anything to the Huskarls. So fantastically played here out of MbL. I wish Hera would have gone a few more elephant archers, because again, they do take less bonus damage and perhaps some high ground. This is a map with a lot of elevations and high grounds in the center here. So perhaps he could have held a little bit longer. But in any event, Hera's strategy, not terrible at all. Like I said, meat shield, Arbalest to take down HP, and then monks to convert the Huskarls was not bad at all. Ultimately, though, his economy just suffers too much, and he cannot get the job done. He cannot defend every villager while at the same time trying to stop this forward push while he gets attacked everywhere. And with that omnipresent Gothic spam of units, I mean, look at the minimap. They're just being pumped out of these barracks. It is MbL who takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.